All right, so we're looking at some of Cole Abate's matches from his run at the 2021 East Coast ADCC Trials, where he won the trials and qualified for the ADCC Worlds as a 16-year-old blue belt. So super impressive performance, lots of great matches. One thing that really stood out to me when I watched him was how good his passing was against seated guard players and how he was able to deny them good grips and force them to their back. And so we're going to look at a couple of his matches against John Calistine and DeAndre Corby, who are really good guard players. And in a lot of their other matches, they're able to play from seated guard, get good grips, and get to leg entanglements. And we're going to look at how Cole used specifically really good head positioning to deny a lot of their offense from that position. So match starts against Calistine. Calistine immediately pulls guard, and you guys can see right away Cole's keeping forehead to forehead, not letting Calistine get underneath with his head. Anytime Calistine comes forward, Cole drops his head and doesn't let Calistine cover that distance. So Calistine would be looking to get to Cole's legs, or he would be looking to get like a 2-on-1 on his elbow, as we'll see later. And Cole keeps dropping his head, strong forward pressure. You can see how hard Calistine's trying to get underneath, and then he has to pull to his back to get his guard going, which ultimately I think is the goal. We're not expecting, I don't think Cole's expecting to get a pass just from head positioning, but the idea is if he can get his opponent to their back, whether his opponent decides to go to their back or he forces them to their back, then they're a lot less dangerous when it comes to making strong grips and getting to leg entanglements right away. So we'll look at same thing in semifinals match against DeAndre Corby. Cole comes up from double seated, and again right away strong head positioning, forehead to forehead, good pressure, not letting his opponent move forward. And then he comes back in. You'll notice also he really likes getting those double mercy grips, so interlocking fingers. I think that's really to control his opponent's hands so they're not able to get 2-on-1 grips, but the head positioning is also super important here. So strong head positioning, he's able to step through and get Corby to his back. And we'll see a little bit later when Cole's a little bit less disciplined about head positioning. So he starts with head positioning, but has a little bit less head pressure in this case, makes this collar tie. Corby's able to get this elbow 2-on-1 and uses his shin on shin hook to start to elevate Cole, and Cole has to scramble out a little bit. And then later, when Cole's on his knees again, anytime Corby comes up to seated, so even though Corby was on his back, he comes back up to seated, Cole immediately goes back, strong forehead to forehead pressure, not giving up that positioning. So it's almost like wrestling. You don't want to give up head position. It's a good way to think about it also. So here, 30 seconds left in the match. Cole is up 2-0 on points. DeAndre is definitely going to try to sweep or wrestle up. And again, Cole being really thorough with his head positioning, not letting Corby get the dominant head angle, and that makes it hard for Corby to get to a good wrestling position. So now we're going to look at some of Calistine and Corby's other matches from the trials where they are able to get to leg entanglements pretty quickly. And we can see the difference in their opponent's posture. So here match starts, Calistine pulls right away, gets that strong 2-1. You can see the distance between his opponent and him, whereas Cole was like driving forward, getting forehead to forehead, really applying pressure. Here, Calistine's opponent does the opposite thing, tries to posture out. Calistine's able to pull himself deep underneath his opponent, immediately goes for the inversion, finds the backsides 50-50, and gets a really quick finish. And then we'll look at some of Corby's matches as well. Pretty similar situation. Corby pulls. Again, you can see his opponent is a lot taller than him. His opponent grabs that collar tie. Corby's able to attach to his opponent's elbow and then starts to elevate and drops his opponent to his butt later on in the same match. So this is interesting. So I wouldn't say his opponent has like really high head positioning, right? Like in terms of like pure height, it's not that different from what Cole was doing, but you can tell there's no forward pressure. Like Cole was really going forehead to forehead, trying to make it hard for his opponent to like keep good posture and sit forward. Whereas right now Corby's opponent, pretty good head, like head height, but no good head pressure, and then he's going to reach for that collar tie again, which lets Corby attach to his wrist and to his elbow, get a really nice elevation and drop his opponent down. And then we'll see similar thing from our Corby's later matches. Again, his opponent starts with pretty good head positioning, getting it four-headed, but the moment his opponent postures up and gets that collar tie, you can see Corby immediately latches onto that elbow and looks to elevate his opponent. So he has a pretty good look at the legs here, and his opponent is going to look to disengage. But again, even when you're not driving forward, if you're disengaging, you still want to maintain good head position, because in getting so tall and trying to back out, his opponent leaves himself open. Corby's able to attach to that 2-on-1 grip and pull himself all the way underneath. He hits a really nice inversion into the saddle here. Really cool move, even it's a little bit outside the scope of what we're talking about. So now if we loop back around and we look at Cole one more time, we can see double mercy grip, so he's denying the 2-on-1, and also strong head position, so he's really keeping his opponent back. And you can see anytime Kallenstein tries to come forward, Cole drops his head, and his head's not just like there, he's really pushing. And you can tell how hard here Kallenstein tries to get underneath, and how Cole just doesn't give that up. So for me, since I watched that match like live 4 years ago, that head positioning cue is like the #1 thing I tell people when they're looking to pass against a seated opponent. If you drop your head and you keep it that forward pressure, it makes it a lot harder for your opponent to move forward and attach to 2-on-1s or attach to your leg for shin on shins. It's just a great first line of defense, whereas when you're too tall, a lot of times your opponent can get to your legs really easily. So guys, I'm doing some of these breakdowns while waiting for our gym to open up. Synapse Jiu-Jitsu should be ready to go by the beginning of August. So super excited for that. In the meantime, let me know if there's any matches or techniques or footage that you guys are interested in that I can do a little bit of commentary on.